I'm Walt Patrick. I'm the Senior Steward of the Herland Forest, where we help people go back to nature. Uh, the idea is that we're in advance on natural burial, in the sense that green burial means that you don't have embalming, you don't have to have a casket, you don't have to have a concrete vault, etc. A body can be placed in the ground and buried in a simple way, which is the same way that the Jewish communities and the Muslim communities have done it forever. And we're simply going back to traditional practices instead of the modern commercial practices. So when people decide they don't want to be part of that consumer right, where you have the coffins and all that stuff, natural burial is an option for them. We take it the next step forward and we take it the next step forward and allow the body to be decomposed into soil by putting in wood chips and materials so that the body has something to compost itself with. Now, we've been doing it traditionally in the ground for many years. And now with the new law, we can also do it above ground with the equipment that you see behind me. So like in all composting, you have to turn the compost pile. In this case, the compost pile is inside the cradle, but so we turn the entire cradle to do the composting. The next process is transferring the compost that's come out of this into barrels. So we bring the cradle and we rotate it up this little ramp and mount it on these rollers right here. That allows me to rotate the cradle. I can then take the lid off and transfer the remains from the cradle through a screen, because we've got to look for the appliances, such as hip replacements and shoulder replacements and knee replacements and all of those metallic components that we don't want to go into the compost. So we'll screen those out here and then transfer the compost to 55-gallon drums, where it will continue to process itself more slowly. So after the initial processing, and again, we remove the mechanical components, the metal from the compost at that point. And then we drum up the compost in 4 55-gallon drums that are then allowing it to do the final processing, letting the bacteria do the full breakdown of the material so that it is fully absorbable by the plants. This allows you to have your body reduced to compost that can then go home to your land and be used to develop trees or gardens or stuff on your own property. So when somebody loves their land and wants to join with it, when death brings them together forever, this technology makes it possible. If they just want to go back and to be part of the biosphere, then our natural burial program is the option there, because we go ahead and set the body up in the grave so that it will decompose into soil and then plant a tree on top of it. That has a hickory nut tree on it. She wanted a hickory tree to grow on her grave. So down there's 200 gallons of wood chips in the grave, cocooning the body, allowing it to convert itself into the bioactive soil that is needed and will help support the growth of the tree.